You want to stop high quality prospects slipping through your fingers? Do you want to avoid the pain of thinking, oh, what in the heck did I do wrong to have them just ghost me like that? I thought we had a really good meeting together, but there's no response at all from them. Let's start right at the beginning. First of all, stop being so darn predictable. Ring, ring, or bing, bing, whichever tone you've got on your phone or your computer, you get a message, an email notification, a new calendar booking. So with your excitement starting to mount, you check out their LinkedIn profile and whack you do. What do you find? Not only are they associated with people that you know very well, but you really just can't believe your eyes with the associations they have with so many people you'd like to get in front of, and your mouth waters a bit more when you look at the boards they've chaired. They are an ideal prospect for you. They check all the boxes of being a high net worth client, a whale in a sea of minnows. Think about that. That's why you get excited, right? So the day of the meeting rolls around. Wow, you can't wait to talk to this person. And roughly this is how the conversation goes. You say, hi, nice to meet you. Here's the agenda for today. And at the end of the meeting, we'll decide if we're a good fit together. You may not realize it, but you've already lost the sale. And there's worse to come. Hang in there with me. So you run through your normal discovery meeting formula. The conversation covers a wide range of topics, from your prospect's career history to their eldest child's education. And you're thinking, so far, so good. I'm building rapport and creating that all-important personal connection. And it's easy for you because you've done it thousands of times before. Then, towards the end of the meeting, your dream prospect asks, so what do? Tell me about your services. This raises your excitement level even further because this question is music to your ears. You can't wait to tell them what you do. So you might say something like, well, we'll start by looking at all your marketing thoroughly. Then we'll package it all into a comprehensive business plan that you can review at your convenience. And by the way, here's one we did for a gentleman just last week. And you pull out an elaborate, beautifully designed business plan. And you spend the next 7 minutes explaining it in detail. Lead generation and marketing strategies that only the most knowledgeable, skilled and experienced expert would even understand. Then you'll probably say, once you approve the plan, which we'd need to review together in subsequent meetings, of course, right? But once you review it, we can then transform your current marketing practices and strategies based on the business plan we put together for you. And then we go from there. And then there's a moment's pause that seems more like a deadly silence, right? You know you need to have to wait a little bit for what you just shared with them to sink in to get their response. And finally, the dream prospect says, wow, that sounds very interesting. Let me think about it and I'll get back to you. Hurriedly, you say, of course, if you had any questions about what we discussed today, or you'd like more information, please don't hesitate to give me a call, okay? Your dream prospect thanks you and walks out the door. And guess what? You never hear from them again. What the heck just happened? To you, on the face of it, the meeting seemed to go really well. You didn't pressure them, you didn't ask them to buy, you didn't say anything off-putting, and they seemed to be genuinely interested. And that level of engagement you got tended to give you the feeling that they were with you every step of the way. Now, sure, maybe they need time to digest the information, but at the same time, deep inside you can't feel but a little bit disappointed. In fact, deeply disappointed when they haven't responded to you or got back to you. Okay, that's why I said earlier, what in the heck happened? I mean, after all, the plan you showed them was state of the art. It was heads and shoulders better than anything else you'd seen any of your competitors come up with. Can't they see how darn valuable what you did for them is? So what gives? The meeting went wrong for one fundamental reason. Your prospect has seen it all before. That's why I said earlier, stop being so darn predictable. Yes, you fell into the predictable pattern that so many others do as well. And what does that mean? Firstly, talking about your solution, the services you offer, prematurely, when they were still trying to size up, do they trust you? Secondly, you focus mainly on rapport building instead of trust building. Yes, you heard me right. Building rapport is great. It builds up your likability factor, that's fine. But being likable doesn't necessarily mean they're going to trust you. In other words, building rapport does not automatically generate trust between you and your potential client. Don't fool yourself. And three, when you explain your process, you didn't do it simply. You didn't do it in a visual format. You just talked and then gave examples from a recent client you did. You spent 7 minutes doing that, and they, be quite frank with you, had difficulty in absorbing what you were saying because it's all too much. Even though it's very familiar to you, even though you know it by the back, like the back of your hand, right? They don't. They've heard it all before, but they haven't bothered to learn it the way you've learned it. Before I go any further, see the link on the screen, peterbeckenham.com/our conversation. I think you might find that link very useful. Yes, go ahead and book a time with me. If you'd like me to share some insights about the languaging and the conversation style you need to adopt if you're going to stop losing high quality prospects. In other words, you've got to change your traditional sales behavior, change your traditional sales mindset, change your traditional sales routines. That's what all your competitors are doing too. And as I said earlier to you, stop being so predictable. They've heard it all before, and they probably switched off halfway through what you were presenting anyway, and they hung on there simply to be polite. That's all. You see, it's not your services and solutions that the prospect has to buy into. It's the process that you offer. How? The process you share with them, not the solution, the process that you share with them needs to be visual, not verbal. They've got to be able to see it and follow it through step by step visually, not just listen to it. This process that you share with them in a visual format is like a roadmap or a blueprint, and it shows a clear path to the solution they are seeking without talking about the solution itself. That's what they want. So book a time with me and let's talk about your visual process. Let me finish by saying one last time, stop being predictable. Okay? Stop being predictable. Cheers for now.